Let me turn to the headline that I took away from the speech, which is the president flatly saying that the mass migration crisis in this world, in his opinion, is the number one problem we have geopolitically. I called out all the countries in Europe for their unfettered mass migration, talked about what's happened in the United States. Let's actually hear from the president on that.
Too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders.
Rick, what's your reaction to the president's statement?
Look, one of the things that I love about the president is being able to just be direct with common sense. He's exactly right. I mean, let's be very clear about Europe. The EU became weaker and smaller when Brexit happened. We had the UK saying, if you can't control immigration in Europe, then we're out of here. We're not going to allow these crazy rules that Europe has of anyone coming in without paperwork, without any law enforcement checking them, no rules, and you just get to go anywhere in Europe. And the UK, rightfully so, stood up and said, we're out of here because of immigration. And I think it was a big criticism of Chancellor Merkel. She was trying to show that Germany has a heart and that we're going to be welcoming, but she did it without having rules. And I think that it's been a disaster for Europe. Again, they've become weaker, smaller, and it's all because of immigration. And now we see whether it's Poland or Hungary, some of the Eastern European, Central European countries are really uncomfortable with where Europe is going. France and Germany they're going to have to change. They cannot be these two power brokers telling everybody else what to do in Europe. Europe is dying. They're in trouble. And you and I know here in America, our young entrepreneurs, Silicon Valley, I live in California, they're all looking to the Middle East for future growth. They're not looking to Europe. GDPR and all of the rules that they have on our social media companies, many social media companies are pulling out of Europe. Yeah. They don't want to be there. And I spoke to the Brazilian foreign minister who said, our problems with America on social media are because we follow the Europeans. That's what he told me. And so you've got this European mentality of trying to control speech. JD Vance called it out at the Munich Security Conference. I think he's right. Europe is wrestling with that. But clearly, President Trump calling it out is exactly the pressure that the United States is going to continue to push on Europe.